Hello, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 7 of the train station. I can't believe we're already 7 episodes in. And today, with me, as always, is my co-host Joe. And we
Hey
brought back,
guys,
a special guest, Derrell.
what's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
And today, there's been it's been announced that the Big Ten will play an 8-game schedule of conference only with no fans. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into that.
Woohoo! Big Ten's back. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, Big Ten is back. They will finish in time for the college football playoff, as well as, I don't know about you guys, but I suspect one Big Ten team will be in there.
Yeah, Yep, the Ohio State University.
So yeah,
Probably.
we can get to that later. But if we want to go ahead and get started with some matchups, let's go ahead and start with Ohio State.
I think we've already said they're going undefeated.
Yes, but I'm still, for editing purposes, I'm probably going to just get rid of the first 15 minutes or whatever. Ohio State, they play October 24th. They're home against Nebraska, at Penn State, Rutgers, at Maryland, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan State, and Michigan. So the way the Big Ten is working this year is when they announced that they would have an 8-game, regular season. I figured they would play every team on their side. The Big Ten is East and West, and then they would get 2 teams from the other division. And so Ohio State for the West drew Illinois and Nebraska, which, if you ask me, is kind of crap compared to some of what the other teams drew. But I have Ohio State going 8-0. I don't know about you guys, but I have them being the champions of the Eastern side of the Big Ten, going 8-0.
Yeah, it's not a surprise there. I think with how good they are, just year in and year out. I don't see it any other way.
Yeah.
Anything to add to that, Darrell?
No. It's really the Big Ten season is just all about getting Ohio State into the college football playoff.
Oh
I
yeah,
100% agree. I think the whole reason they're having a season is so that the Big Ten doesn't feel like they were left out for not having a season.
yep.
So
That's
I 100%
100%.
agree that I have Ohio State, which we will talk about the college football playoff a little bit later, because I have Ohio State going 8-0 and then 9-0 when they get to the Big Ten championship, which means they will football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we're all in agreement that Ohio State is going 8-0. Let's move on to Penn State. So Penn State, they open up the season with Indiana, on the road against Indiana. I think they'll win that game. I have Penn State going 6-2 with losses to Ohio State and Iowa, both at home. I have them picking up a big win over Michigan on the road.
I don't know about that one.
So yeah, I have Penn State going 6-2, finishing
Five.
Ohio State at 8-0.
I say 5-3.
Let me see.
What are the 3 losses? They got Indiana, Ohio State, Maryland, Nebraska, Iowa, Michigan, Rutgers, and Michigan State.
They're going to lose to Michigan.
So you think Michigan and then Iowa and
Yep.
Hold on. I'm
anything to add to that, Darrell?
We're on Penn State. I'm just pulling up their schedule. Okay, got ESPN's. Let me see. Penn State, they'll lose to Ohio State for sure. Honestly, I think they will beat Michigan.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm left on an island.
Yeah, I think Penn State will go 7-1.
With their only loss to Ohio State?
Yes, and it will be a close one.
Okay. And then next, got the Michigan Wolverines. Now, Michigan fans might not like me with this prediction, but they're gonna go 5-3. They might even be worse. They might be 4-4 at best, but I think they'll go 5-3. I think they open up with Minnesota on the road. I think that'll be a loss. I think they'll be able to handle Michigan State, Indiana, Rutgers, and Maryland. So I have all those wins for them.
Yeah.
We already said Ohio State's gonna go 8-0, so obviously they'll lose to Ohio State, and then I have them beating Wisconsin because I think if they lose to Minnesota, they'll beat Wisconsin, but if they beat Minnesota, they'll lose to Wisconsin. So I have Michigan going 5-3 with losses to Minnesota, Penn State, and Ohio State.
I'm actually gonna say they're gonna go 6-2 with their losses only to Wisconsin and Ohio State.
I think Michigan. They have a lot of question marks coming into the season. Who's going to be the quarterback? Everybody's hyping up Joe Milton, but
It's gonna be Milton.
everybody hyped up Shea Patterson the way they are Joe Milton. I personally was never a fan of Shea Patterson. I even said that when he transferred in. I'm a big believer in Joe Milton. I think that man has a cannon for an arm, and I think with what Josh Gaddis wants to do, I think that he's the perfect quarterback
Yes,
for
throw
them.
screens.
No. Josh Gaddis, that's not Harbaugh. Josh Gaddis is all about speed and space. So he's going to want to throw the slant routes and he's going to throw some screens, but he's all about slant routes and getting his playmakers into space. And I think Joe Milton, having the arm that he does, will be perfect for Michigan. But I still don't think that it's going to click this year. For Harbaugh, this is a do or die year for Harbaugh, and I think 5-3 could, possibly put him on the hot seat. But if he goes any worse than 5-3, I think they're really going to have to consider firing him.
They're not gonna fire Jim Harbaugh.
Well, they won't. I'm saying if they drop below my 5-3 prediction, I think if they go a 4-4 or even possibly a 3-5, then you kind of have to consider firing Jim Harbaugh.
Oh man, they could go 1-7 if they wanted to. They still would not get rid of Harbaugh because
Oh no,
who are they
I think
gonna
if they went
replace him
1-7, if they went 1-7, there's no way the Michigan fan base would not allow that. They're definitely calling for his head. If they go 1-7, that man's head is on the line. That man might not make it out of Ann Arbor alive if they go 1-7.
Yeah, but I mean, still, a majority of the fans will say, "Oh, but it was COVID. This year doesn't really count." Or,
No,
"Yeah, but
no,
they didn't have
I think that's how other
time."
fans are. I think Michigan fans have had about enough of Harbaugh.
I will contest yes to that. I'm tired of losing to Ohio State every freaking year.
I think that Michigan fans think that are kind of in agreement that Harbaugh has to get his things together or it's time to go. It's pretty simple.
I mean, he's the guy who brought you Air Jordan gear, so I don't know.
That was more of the school's decision, though. I don't really think Harbaugh played too much of a factor into that.
I don't think so either.
The guy might have mafia ties.
I think with their Adidas contract running up, they were kind of looking for a new one, and because of the name recognition alone and it being Michigan, I think that the Jordan brand knew that okay, everybody's gonna, whether you like them or hate them, everybody's gonna pay attention and watch Michigan. So that's why I think that's where the Jordan brand kind of originated from.
Oh yeah, I know. I just thought that'd be funny to point
As
out.
far as expanding it into the football realm, they got the biggest name that they could possibly find. And so yes, I have Michigan going 5-3. You said 6-2, and then Joe, what are your thoughts on the Michigan season?
I can see 5-3. I can see 6-2. I don't know if I really want to hype them up that much.
Here's a fun fact for you. Since Jim Harbaugh has taken over in Michigan, James Franklin at Penn State is 0-2 when he comes to Ann Arbor to face Michigan. With or without
And
fans.
Harbaugh is.
And I did say that I have Michigan beating Penn State, so for that reason, I'm going 6-2.
All right, 6-2 for Michigan. So next in the Big Ten East, we have Indiana, who I personally believe could kind of be the wild card in this whole conference. Because every year it seems like Indiana is always so close each and every year. They can compete with the best and they can compete. It seems like they play kind of to their competition.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just like this year, it's like you don't really know what you're getting with Indiana this year. So I have Indiana going 4-4. They play everybody in the East, which is Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan State, Maryland, Rutgers. I have them going 4-4 with losses to Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, and Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them with 4-4. I wanted to say 3-5 with Purdue. However, Purdue's star wideout, he did opt out for the season due to COVID, so they're probably going to have a hard time keeping up with Indiana and pretty much the rest of their season. So, yeah,
actually, Rondell Moore, who originally opted out, he's actually opted back in to play this year.
Oh, he did?
So big news for Purdue fans, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Rondell Moore, who originally opted out to play in the college football season because there was no Big Ten, he was going to get ready for the draft. I will be shocked if he's not a first-round draft pick. He actually opted back in to play for Purdue.
Well, in that case, Indiana still goes 4-4.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we got down the road a bit, since I'm here in Mount Pleasant. Down the road a bit, we got the Spartans of Michigan State, my hometown. Fans aren't going to like me for this, but I have them going 2-6.
Yeah.
Oh.
They play Rutgers, Michigan, Iowa, Indiana, Maryland, Northwestern, Ohio State, and Penn State. I have them winning their opener against Rutgers, and then I don't have them winning again until Maryland on November 21st. I have them losing pretty bad to every other. They play Northwestern on the other side, and they play Iowa. I think Iowa will handle them, and something about Northwestern every year just ends up beating Michigan State. I don't know what it is. But Michigan State has quarterback issues. Rocky Lombardi probably going to be the starter. I don't think he's the guy. New head coach, new quarterback with not a whole lot of time to prepare. I just don't see them being that good this year.
Honestly,
yeah, I don't think so.
I think that's an overstatement. I see Michigan State going 1-7, barely beating Rutgers. They're going to get demasculated by Michigan, and the rest of the season is just going to be a tour of pain for them. 1-7.
Joe, any thoughts on Michigan State? 1-7?
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and give them that 2-3 record.
Yeah, we're all in agreement here that Michigan State's probably not going to be that good.
Mm-mm.
It's too early to tell if Mel Tucker is the right man for the job. Again, he didn't really have a full season off season to really prepare for his team. And I think, like I said, I think quarterback is a big issue for Michigan State. And if they don't figure that out early, which playing after Rutgers, you have Michigan and Iowa on the road, I don't think they'll figure out the quarterback situation. So I think it's just going to be a rough year for Michigan State.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so coming down to the final two teams in the Big Ten East, we have Maryland. Let you guys get your thoughts in on Maryland before I do.
Joe, you can go first.
3-6. No, it's 9. 3-5. I don't think they're.
So they play at Northwestern. They have Minnesota, at Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan State, Indiana, Michigan, and Rutgers.
I've got them actually going 4-4.
Really?
Yeah. I was thinking that too, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, they're not going to beat Minnesota. Minnesota, they're still good. Penn State, that's an automatic L. Ohio State, automatic L. Now with Michigan, depending on how the rest of Michigan's season went, they're gonna lose, but it's probably gonna be close, like closer than people would think. And with Rutgers, I mean, come on, that's gonna be a cakewalk.
So much like Michigan State, I have Nebraska also finishing with 2 wins. I don't have a lot of faith in Maryland. I know Tua Tagovailoa's brother transferred to Maryland.
Yep. Right.
I think this is just going to be kind of a year because the NCAA announced that no eligibility will be lost from this season. So I think these 8 games will really be a thing point to see how good younger Tagovailoa actually is. So I have Maryland going 2-6. I have them winning their opening game at Northwestern, and then I have them beating Rutgers at the end of the year. But those are the only 2 wins I actually have them winning.
All right.
So
Rutgers.
Maryland, I guess Maryland, like Indiana, is kind of that wild card team this year. You just don't really know how they're going to be.
Yeah, they're just one of those you have to wait and see.
The final team in the East is Rutgers. I'm going to spare everybody. I have them going 0-8.
0-8. Oh, they don't even have a chance.
Can we go 1-7? Give them something to go off of.
Yeah, they can. Yeah,
Lord have mercy on this team for a minute.
Their only dub is MSU.
You can have them going 1-7, but I don't exactly know who you have them beating.
MSU.
You have them beating MSU.
Yes. I don't. What was their schedule again?
Rutgers plays. Give me a second here. Rutgers. They play.
I think they'll beat Maryland. I think that'll be the one.
You think they'll beat Maryland?
Yeah, I'll give them the grace of that one.
Actually, I didn't even put their prediction on here. I didn't even put their schedule on here because I had them losing every game anyway, so I just spared myself the time of even putting them on here. Now moving to the West, I think this is the kind of the side that's wide open because in the East we're all in agreement that Ohio State will run the conference.
Yeah, no doubt.
And run that side. But the West kind of gets interesting because you have Minnesota there, who PJ Fleck has done a very good job at at Minnesota. He's getting the team going in the right direction. You have Iowa, who you can never count out. Wisconsin's another team you can never count out. And then you have Nebraska, who you really aren't sure too much about this year.
Right.
I think Nebraska needs to get kicked out of the Big Ten, along with Rutgers.
Rutgers and Maryland need to be out.
No, Maryland can stay. Nebraska's got to go.
I think Maryland, football-wise, isn't really good for the squad, or for the conference. But as from a basketball standpoint, they only help the conference. But yeah, Nebraska, Rutgers, you can take Illinois with you too. You can kick them all out.
No, Illinois can stay. Their football team, yeah. Basketball, so.
I'm going to be honest with you. I would rather see Western Michigan in the Big Ten over Illinois.
Oh, that's a stretch, Chief.
Oh yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know what you've been drinking, but no.
That damn Jaeger. Getting to him
but
again.
Yes, let's start in the Big Ten West. I have Minnesota on top at 7-1.
Mm-hmm.
I have Minnesota pretty much running the table until they get to Wisconsin on November 28th. and I have them losing that game. But other than that, they got Michigan, Maryland, Illinois, Iowa, Purdue, Northwestern, Nebraska. So they have a very favorable schedule. Like I said, PJ Fleck has done a great job at Minnesota coming over from Western, who I previously just mentioned. So I pretty much have them running the table on that side, which is kind of surprising because it's so wide open. And, things could change. They could lose to Illinois, or they could lose to Iowa, they could lose to Michigan, and very well go 5-3. But I have them going 7-1.
I've got I've got Michigan. I got Minnesota going 7-1 too. I actually think they're gonna beat Wisconsin.
Okay, who do you have them losing to then?
I got them losing to Michigan. I think it will be close.
Michigan game at the beginning.
Yeah, they're going to lose in the beginning, and they'll go undefeated the rest of the season, and they'll get to the Big Ten championship.
I agree with Derrell.
All right. So just under them, I have Iowa at 6-2. I have Iowa pulling the upset against Wisconsin, and I have them pulling the upset at Penn State on November 21st to go 6-2. They also play Purdue, Northwestern, Michigan State, and Nebraska, so those should all be wins.
I kind of feel like they will beat Illinois potentially. Wisconsin, Penn State lost. Minnesota lost 5-3. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Derrell. 5-3.
All right, so 5-3. And so I actually didn't put Wisconsin's record on here, but I have them slightly finishing under Iowa.
That's an interesting one.
I think Wisconsin, you can never count them out, but I also think that they kind of got the short end of the stick this year because they end up getting Michigan as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they got Illinois, Nebraska, Purdue, Michigan, Northwestern, Minnesota, Indiana, Iowa.
Let me see. Who's Wisconsin's quarterback now?
Mertz, I believe his name is.
Who?
I believe it is Mertz, but could be wrong.
Graham
Mertz.
Yeah, Wisconsin never really has a good quarterback.
No. Whatever the goofballs, Hornibrook. Yeah, he was not good.
Hornibrook is actually not on the team. He transferred to Florida State last year.
Go Noles, baby.
So, it says quarterback 1 for Wisconsin is Jack Cohn.
Followed by that garbage bag.
Followed by quarterback 2, Graham Mertz, who I thought was going to be the starter.
What, Jack Cohn's still there?
This might not be updated, but it could be. But yes, it says Jack Cohn is still there, and he will be the starter, unless it will be Graham Mertz, who I think would be the quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's still here. All right. Well, in that case, then, yeah. Wisconsin, I believe they're going to go. Yeah, I think they're going to go 7-1.
Yeah, I have Wisconsin 5-3. I have them losing to Minnesota. I believe, yes. I have them losing to. Oh no, I have them. Hold on. I have Wisconsin beating Minnesota, beating Iowa, but I have them losing to Michigan and Illinois. So I also have them going 6-2. They kind of got the short end of the stick with Michigan on the other side. They got to play Michigan. They got to play Michigan and Minnesota. Really, is their only tough games. They also have Iowa, and so that'll be an interesting game. But I have them going 6-2, losing. I have Illinois pulling the upset week 1 and then losing to Michigan on November 14th.
Yeah, their only L is going to be Minnesota. They should handle Michigan since it is at Wisconsin, right?
No, it
should be Michigan.
is at Michigan.
Oh,
Yeah, they were there last year.
Yeah, Wisconsin's still going to win. Yeah, I got them 7-1.
I don't know. I say 6-2. I think Michigan can handle them just fine.
Well, for Jim Harbaugh's sake, let's hope so.
Yeah.
And after that, we kind of have a bunch of bottom feeders. We're going to go ahead and talk about Illinois.
5-3.
Illinois is one of those teams where they showed some promise last year. You just wonder if this year, kind of like Indiana, can they get it together? I have Illinois going 3-5. They got the luxury of playing Ohio State on the other side, along with they got Rutgers and Ohio State from the east, so they play Northwestern, Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota, Purdue, and Wisconsin. And then they got Ohio State and Rutgers. I think they will handle Rutgers with ease. I got them. I mentioned I have them upsetting Wisconsin, and then I have them going into Nebraska and beating Nebraska.
All right. No, I don't know about the Wisconsin upset, but I got them going 4-4 potentially.
I give them the benefit of the doubt. 5-3.
5-3.
Because, like Anthony says, they do surprise you from time to time. I think there will be a surprise game in there, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
my money is that surprise game is going to be Nebraska.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I hope the surprise games Ohio State really shock the world, but I have the surprise games.
Oh my!
I have
college football would be burned to the ground.
I have I have the surprise game as Wisconsin on the road. I think they'll go in October 24th, go into Madison, Wisconsin, and upset the Badgers.
I'll tell you this: if somehow Illinois comes with the upset and beats Ohio State, Kevin Warren is going to resign as commissioner of Big Ten.
You might, you're probably right there.
Quits the same day.
He just says, "Yeah, I'm done. He's like,
deuces.
Like they are the main reason why I let you guys come back. I'm done.
Screw my 2 weeks notice.
Yeah. So after that, we have Nebraska.
4-4.
Let me see. Nebraska schedule. Hold on, let me get it up. I want to just.
I also think. Go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to start off by saying, look, Nebraska has just been a headache for the Big Ten through this whole pandemic. I feel like this is going to be their last season in this conference.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh my God! If Kevin Warren knows what's best for this conference, he will not just get rid of Nebraska, but he'll take Rutgers out too, and actually bring in legitimacy.
I don't think.
Notre Dame.
I don't actually think that they are going anywhere. I think Nebraska's here to stay in the Big Ten. I think part of the problem with Nebraska is when they were transitioning from the Big 12 to the Big 10, they weren't prepared for the sudden change because the Big 12 is a much different conference than the Big 10. The Big 10 is much more smash mouth, in your face kind of conference, whereas the Big 12 is kind of aired out, no defense kind of conference. And so I think when they were transitioning, they haven't exactly gotten to transition yet. And I think Scott Frost bit off a little bit more than he could chew taking his job.
Yeah.
Should have just said
I guess, we're going to just have to see how it goes. But I think he bit off a little bit than he could chew.
Yeah, I got Nebraska going 3-5.
3-5.
Yeah, they're going to lose to Ohio State, Wisconsin, Penn State, Minnesota, and I got Iowa with an upset. If Illinois doesn't get them with the upset, I got Iowa.
Okay, and then we slightly talked about them earlier, but we have Purdue. You know, as it was announced, Rondell Moore, who originally opted out of the college football season due to the whole COVID-19 situation,
correct,
recently stated that he would opt back in for the Boilermakers, so a huge playmaker for them on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, that's great. Let me see. I've got Purdue going. I've got them going 4-4.
You're gonna take your dad's team like that?
At least I didn't say 3-5.
You know what? Fine, then I'll go 3-5.
All right.
He can't say anything to me.
No, he can't say nothing to you. He'll be looking at me like, Rail, come here, let's talk.
I think with this 8-season game, it's really going to be who can go 8-0. I think if you lose one game, it's kind of going to put you in a bad spot.
I don't think Purdue this year, and it's just going to be an interesting time for them. And then the final team to talk about is
Northwestern. A team that lost to a walk-off field goal back in Michigan many moons ago. For that reason, I don't know. I don't know.
I got them going 2-6.
2-6. 3-5.
I actually don't really have faith. See, Northwestern's weird. So they're one of those teams that, like, 1 year they'll be really, really good. Like, everybody forgets that they recently have a Big Ten championship appearance. Mm-hmm. So they're like one of those teams that's like really, really good, and then they're like bad for like the next 3 years, and then they're really, really good, and then they're bad. So like, I think they're good just enough for their coach to keep their job, and then he sucks. And then they do just enough for him to keep his job, and then they suck. So, like, it's always hard to gauge what Northwestern does.
Yeah.
But I have them winning, a few games. I have them beating Michigan State, which we said earlier. And then, really, after that, I don't really have them winning too many games because I don't think they're going to be that good. So, really, I only have them winning about 1 or 2 games. So, if I had to actually predict, I think they would go 1-7.
Yeah, 1-7. That sounds accurate, but
it's just kind of the compliment to the other side. So,
yep.
And then with all 8 games being announced, the Big Ten actually said that they would do a +1, so they are doing an 8+1. So basically, from what I understand, the Big Ten said how that would work is basically you've played the other team that finishes in the same standings as you.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, since I have Ohio State winning the East and Minnesota in the West, it would be Ohio State and Minnesota, obviously, for the Big Ten championship.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would go from there. So Penn State would play, for me, they would play Iowa, Michigan would play Wisconsin again, and then, so on and so forth. So we can go off of my list, which I'm setting up here in a minute, and then we can, predict those games as well, and then we can talk a little bit about if we think Ohio State's going to beat Minnesota to go 9-0, and then we can talk about college football playoff and how we think that's going to go. So obviously, Ohio State, Minnesota, Big Ten championship. I have Ohio State winning, going a perfect 9-0.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'd agree.
I think they will be a top 4 team when it's all said and done.
Surprise, surprise.
They better be.
But yeah, I don't think there's. I think this conference is basically Ohio State's to lose, and I honestly don't think they're going to lose it.
No, they never do.
Yeah, I got Ohio State winning this whole thing.
Yeah, and then Penn State and Iowa in a bit of a rematch. A lot of these I feel are going to be kind of a rematch.
Mm-hmm.
As let's see. Yes, Iowa plays Penn State on November 21st at Penn State.
Still got Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State.
Think Penn State will win. I think. Let me see here. So I have for Penn State, I have them losing that opening week or that first game to Iowa. I think they will. They'll bounce back the second time and they will beat Iowa to finish 7-2. Iowa will finish 6-3.
All right, that sounds fair.
Yeah.
And then, on the other of Wisconsin going 6-2, they would play in a rematch against Michigan, who I have finishing 5-3.
Michigan will finish. Yeah, they'll finish. They'll finish 5-3. Sadly, will this be the end for Harbaugh? I kind of hope not. But gosh darn it, he's got to win a real game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have Michigan winning that first matchup, and then I think because it's total Michigan standard, I think they would lose to finish 5-4, and then Wisconsin would finish 7-2. In true fashion that Michigan does. Because if he beats him once, there's no way he beats him again. He might not even beat him the first time, but give him the benefit of the doubt to beat him the first time.
Right.
And then, a bit of an interesting matchup. We have a 4-4 Indiana squad versus a 3-5 Purdue team.
Indiana.
In a rematch from the last game of the season, so they could potentially play each other back to back.
I got Purdue.
Because Indiana plays Purdue on December 12th, which is the final regular season game, and then the +1, I have them paired up against each other again, so they could potentially play each other back to back. So that could be very interesting on how that works.
Yeah, I still got Purdue.
Yeah, I have Purdue winning, or I have Indiana winning the first match. I think they'll win the second match as well. I would have Indiana finishing 5-4, Purdue finishing 3-6. And then next we would have, we would have an Illinois versus a Michigan State. Now, this is a matchup where neither team matches up in the 8 games, so this would actually be a fresh new matchup, Michigan State, Illinois.
Illinois still.
Yeah, Illinois.
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement there. Again, back play for Michigan State, so I think, I think that Illinois would win, which means Illinois would finish 4. They would finish, unfortunately, a lousy 2-7 on the year. And so I'm not really sure where they go from there, but again, this is just kind of a throwaway season, but at the same time, you can also learn a lot from this season. You got Maryland and Nebraska, who both I have finishing a whopping 2-6.
Maryland and Nebraska.
Yeah, a barn burner there at Maryland and Nebraska.
There ain't no bigger barn burner than Nebraska.
And this is another fresh matchup that we don't get in the previous 8 weeks. They avoided each other, so this is another fresh new matchup. I think Maryland would lose this game. I think Nebraska has too much talent on offense. I think Nebraska wins, finishes 3-6. I have Maryland going 2-7 at that point.
That does, that matches up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Northwestern and Rutgers, an 0-8 Rutgers squad versus a Northwestern team. I'm sorry, Rutgers, I hate to do this to you, but you're going 0-9. It doesn't really matter who you play this year. Rutgers is just too much outmatched in almost every. I think they're pretty much outmatched in every game they play this year, so it's just going to be a rough year for Rutgers.
0-9. Oh boy. They need to shut the school down. It's not worth it.
And so now that we talked a little Big Ten, we all have Ohio State going 9-0. So do you think that they'll be a top 4 team come the college football playoff?
I'm gonna say it once, I'll say it again. They better be.
I think they'll probably end up finishing the year at number 2 just because they won't match Clemson and Ohio State up, again in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as far as the college football playoff go, I think it'll be Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama. And then I think because, ESPN loves the SEC so much, I think you'll see a second SEC team.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it's Georgia or Florida's been looking very good early on. Yeah, I know it's been a week, but Florida looks really good, so it probably could be Florida. Matchup of Clemson and Florida, and then Ohio State and Alabama.
Ohio State and probably take. You say Clemson? Yeah, take the Tigers.
Yeah, as far as the college football playoff goes, I think this is Clemson's year to lose. They made the national championship last year. They played a really good LSU squad. Unfortunately, that was Trevor Lawrence's only collegiate loss. I don't think they lose this year. I think they roll all the way. Trevor Lawrence is the best player in college football. He'll be the number 1 draft pick. He'll be the Heisman Trophy winner, and he will be a 2-time national champion, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's what I was going to say.
My prediction, if I may, hold on.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Yeah,
Not allowed.
Just be sure. My prediction will be for the college football playoff: Clemson, Ohio State, Bama, and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame?
Yes.
Whoa.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if you know this, but Clemson and Notre Dame actually face off in the regular season. So I think when Clemson beats them, that'll knock Notre Dame out.
Oh, wait, they do?
Yes.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, okay.
Because of the whole COVID situation, Notre Dame is the ACC in every sport except for football. So the ACC agreed to let them play an ACC schedule this year. So Clemson and Notre Dame face off in the regular season, and I have Clemson winning that because I have Clemson going 14-0 on, or not 14-0, but however many games they play, I have them going undefeated, winning the national championship.
Dang.
And then Trevor Lawrence ruining his career in the NFL by being probably a Jacksonville Jaguar or a New York Jet or wherever he lands. It's not going to be to a good team.
Actually,
Detroit Lions.
I feel like Clemson might catch an L from Notre Dame.
No, not happening.
Whoa,
Here's
not happening.
Here's why. Yes. All right, look, Clemson is a little overrated, and they really don't play anybody.
Sure, they didn't lose anybody. The only guy they lost was T. Higgins to the draft. They brought pretty much everybody back. Travis Etienne said that he was coming back. He's the best running back in college football. Where exactly do you think Notre Dame has the firepower to beat Clemson?
Because Notre Dame's Notre Dame.
Yeah, talk about overrated.
Clemson's going to barely escape Miami.
Dude, Miami, that's another overrated team.
Dude, Miami have been massacring everyone the past couple
They
of
play
years.
Florida State. That doesn't count.
Florida State is
That's
Florida
like Ohio
State.
State playing Rutgers. It doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Florida State isn't good right.
I mean,
Florida State's not good right
it
now.
does count, but
Florida State's not good right now.
I just
okay.
they said it doesn't count. Oh, it doesn't count.
Florida State has arguably the worst quarterback I think I've ever seen line up behind center in Justin Blackman. That man is not a college football quarterback. That man is not a football. Is to find a new hobby. I will say that Miami has done well getting rid of Dan Enos and bringing in De'Aaron King, the Houston transfer. That has seemed to put their offense in a great spot.
I think Miami might be a little trouble for Clemson, but I think Clemson's going to win. But, yeah, my college football playoff is going to be Clemson, Bama, Ohio State, and no, not Notre Dame. Does Georgia play Bama?
They play Florida for sure. I don't know if they play Alabama or not.
All right, if not Georgia, then maybe Texas. Got it? We got to throw in Big 12.
No, you are putting overrated dudes, and you're like, yeah, they're going. Did you not see the Texas game yesterday?
Yeah, it was garbage.
They struggled against a bad Texas Tech team.
At least I didn't say Oklahoma.
Although I can't really talk because I don't think the Big 12 makes it at all. Oklahoma looked terrible. Texas looked terrible. Kansas State's already lost to Arkansas State. Iowa State is not looking good. I don't think the Big 12 gets in. I think the SEC gets 2 in because the Pac-12 is playing too late, so they're not going to be able to make the college football playoff.
Yeah, but if Texas goes undefeated for the rest of their season,
but if you think
we can expect Texas to get thrown in.
Okay, then you have Clemson, Texas, and then Ohio State, Alabama. What's your predictions from there?
Well, I got Ohio State coming on top overall. They're just good all around.
Hold on. You have Ohio State winning the national championship.
Yes.
Over Clemson.
Yes.
Over Alabama.
Yes.
Oh my, that is a bold take.
It depends on who are the last 4.
Could I see Ohio State potentially making the national championship after the national championship? No, not yet.
If they play Bama, they're gonna win.
I don't know about all that. But then again, we really don't know because the SEC is only a weekend. The Big Ten hasn't started yet, so we don't know how good these guys are actually going to be. Who knows? By the time the college football playoff rolls, who knows? By the time the playoffs roll around, Trevor Lawrence might have corona and not be able to play at all. Alabama might have 10 guys out. It's a year of uncertainty, so I can absolutely see that. But I'm sorry, I just don't see anybody beating Clemson, who has the best who has the best quarterback running back duo in college football.
I do think Ohio State has that chance to do so. They got Justin Fields, so there's an automatic win. And
okay, here's that for you, though.
SEC thus far has been just garbage. LSU lost to Mississippi State, so that should tell you.
Hey, let's not make fun of the Fighting Mike Bleachers now. Okay, Mississippi State dude had over 600 passing yards.
Yeah, here's
LSU
the thing.
lost.
Your defense shouldn't let somebody get over 600 yards on you.
Yes, okay, but LSU, look how many guys they lost to the draft. They lost, 15 guys to the NFL?
Yeah, what happened to your recruits? I thought they had the
best corner in college football was injured and didn't play yesterday for LSU. Derek Stingley Jr.
Losers are going to make excuses.
Derek Stingley Jr. didn't play. LSU has a lot of injuries and all that, but I didn't think LSU was going to come out and be this good. I knew last year was kind of a fluke year for them. They lost their offensive coordinator to the pro as well, so they lost too much to the pros. I didn't think this year was going to be their year.
Yep, I agree.
I just think that the gap that they had to replace, just this wasn't a good year for it. Even if there wasn't Corona and they had the whole season, I still didn't think they were going to be that good because of the turnaround. They just had too much to replace.
Yeah, short amount of time, can't do it.
That's why I think Clemson's going to win, because Clemson brings back Trevor Lawrence, who was only a junior, but he's graduating, and then he said, I'm headed off to the pros because he'll be the number one pick. They bring back arguably the best running back in college football in Travis Etienne. They bring back all their weapons. Their defense is still as good as ever. Last year was just, a rough year for them, and I think they're on a mission this year, proving that they shouldn't have lost last year.
Yeah, I like Clemson in this.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason I just think Clemson's win. They're returning too much talent. Ohio State will probably be there. I think it'll probably be Clemson, Ohio State, but I would not be surprised if it's once again Clemson, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Alabama didn't make it for the first time last year, so I think Nick Saban is has that message to his team, like, hey, let's not do that again.
Yeah.
Plus, with the ESPN on his side, I don't really think there's any way Alabama doesn't make it in.
I still got Ohio State.
But that if there's nothing else, then as I mentioned,
covered it all.
This episode 7, guys. Can you believe we're already 7 episodes in?
Doesn't feel like it.
It's crazy to think this is episode 7 of the train station. This was kind of a wacko episode, to say the least. We weren't really fully prepared to really know what we were going to talk about today. So we just rolled with the flow, and you just got guys talking about football kind of all over the place, but we did it. We did an episode.
On to the next one.
And then it's going to be very interesting to see what's next. I would love to have you guys back on for the next one.
I'll be happy to be back.
And once again, this is episode 7 of the train. Everybody stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, all that good stuff. And we're going to get through this together. Let's all just enjoy that. Let's all just enjoy that college football is back pretty much to full capacity at this point. The NFL is back, college football is back, so things start to feel a little bit normal. I will catch everybody on the next episode. Thanks for hanging out with us. Derrell, thanks for being the special guest. As always, you are welcome on the show whenever you.
Thank you, my good man.
And I guess that's it. So.
Deuces.
This will probably be up sometime this week. I'm not really going to edit it tonight, but at some point this week, look out for it. It'll be up. Leave a like.
Sounds good.
For those watching at home, this will be on YouTube. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell. Follow along. We have a Twitter now at Train Station Pod. Follow that. The episodes will be on there. We have an Instagram at the Train Station Pod as well. The episode will be up on there too. So just follow all of our social medias. Stay connected. Hit the bell on YouTube for all notifications, and we will see you guys next time.
Peace.